Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 13th. We're just going to jump right in here, Aries. You have this inheritance and romance card. So I swear I've said this to you before, but, I think that you're attracting a person. I don't want to say that this person was meant for someone else, but, it's almost like you are inheriting, a gift from the universe that it happens to be another person, so if you're looking for love, this could be definitely a real gift. I also literally, I feel like you could be inheriting a position because you have the Eight of Pentacles here and the Hierophant. The Hierophant is kind of a leader. He's kind of like the more evolved version of the Emperor. And so what I would say here is that I feel for some of you, kind of the message I'm getting is that you've learned something because you have the Hermit and you are inheriting someone's position. It's kind of weird. It's almost like I feel like saying you're taking the top spot, that's almost what I'm getting here. So, if you work in a competitive industry, which we see right here, you have the Five of Wands, but boom, you have the Ace of Wands right here. So it's almost like I see you kind of coming out on top or conquering the competition, if that makes sense. So again, if you have a competitive work environment or something like that, I really see you standing out in this reading without even clarifying, and we're going to get there. So again, you have this romance card, kind of reminds me of the Two of Cups. Definitely could be a solid connection, and you do have the Two of Cups showing up in your reading. Virgo and Taurus stand out to me so far. Of course, it could be any sign. This is a general reading. Take it how it resonates. You have the Hermit, the Hierophant, and the Eight of Pentacles. You've really learned something here. Again, the Hermit has been through a dark night of the soul. He's climbed to the top of this mountain, and he's been through something difficult so that he can, learn a lesson or whatever. And then you go straight to the Hierophant as well. And again, the Hierophant, he kind of hands down life lessons. He is, I always say that he communicates with both sides, right? He is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. And so, it's kind of like a double... it's kind of like there's been a double lesson for you, or there's been, kind of like two things that you've had to learn, or so. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I hope you get it. Maybe it feels like you've been through a difficult period of time because it's like you've had two lessons at once in your life. But these aren't small lessons. I feel like the types of lessons, and by the way, the reason I'm speaking like this is because we're doing past, present, future outcomes. So I feel like this is something that you've experienced. You've been experiencing this in the past, like double lessons at the same time. That's really how it's popping into my head. I kind of feel like this was to teach you how to think outside the box with the Hierophant. The Hierophant, I like the Hierophant personally, and, again, sometimes I think that he just represents outside the box solutions, and, and that's really where the blessing comes from with the Hierophant is thinking outside the box or, coming up with other ways of doing things in life, and it seems to me that's what you're doing here because you have the Eight of Pentacles, and then you go this way. Look, both ways, you go to the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups. You go to an 8, both directions here, which is pretty interesting. Eight of Wands is quick success. Eight of Cups is even a good card because Eight of Cups says you're walking away from things that no longer serve you, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, I kind of like where this reading is going, Aries. I'm not really sure where it's going yet, other than, it seems to me like you're kind of coming out on top in some area of your life. With the Hermit, you have the Queen of Swords. Finally seeing why you had to go through those two lessons. I always say she only has clouds halfway up her body, and it kind of represents the fact that she finally sees why she had to go through something, or she could also be seeing the right direction she needs to move in. She's always facing this direction here towards the future of the reading. So, she kind of, I always think of her as number one, having her back to the past because her back is to the past, but also she's very focused on her future and she understands this is the direction I need to go in now. Look at this. With the Hierophant, you have the Ace of Wands. See, I'm wondering if you asked for something and now you're getting it. Ace of Wands is like a passionate new beginning. So I feel like there could be some sort of passionate new beginning coming in for you, obviously. Something very successful coming in for you. I feel like there's a lot of abundance coming in for you here as well. So, I really like this. Ace of Wands is my favorite card in the tarot. I always say that to me, it's just the one thing that we need, to kind of motivate us. It's that spark of life, that spark of inspiration, sometimes that we need after something has died in our life. The Ace of Wands, there is a castle that is crumbling back here. So it kind of says that something is over and now you're having a new beginning. But again, I kind of almost look at the Ace of Wands as hopeful because, again, it's that spark of hope. It's like that spark of inspiration. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the King of Swords here. Again, as far as love is concerned, I really would say that this to me says you're focusing on yourself. It's kind of funny because a lot of people have been getting the Queen of Swords and King of Swords. To me, they are my least favorite divine counterparts, and to me, they represent two people who aren't talking. But kind of the intuitive message I get for you is that you're just focusing on yourself at this time, and it seems like a lot of people are doing that anyway. You have this Deep Knowing card and this All That Glitters card. Excuse me. This All That Glitters card, you can see those masks that are on that gold. And so it says all that glitters is not gold, or, maybe, something that you thought was gold, it was kind of hiding something. With that Deep Knowing card, I feel like it's saying before you get into something. I don't know. I wouldn't really say this is a warning, but I do feel like the universe is saying, like, if you get a feeling about anything, a job opportunity, a relationship, something that you're about to do in your life, if it doesn't feel right, I feel like this is just saying, trust your feelings, especially right now. I kind of also feel like it's saying, don't just accept something to just have it in your life. I think that the right situation is about to enter into your life very soon in this third row here, and it's actually, like, I feel like it's coming in now. You have the Eight of Wands, and so I feel like the universe is saying, like, don't just settle for something less, because you want, love or business or whatever. You have the Five of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. Five of Wands is conflict and competition, but I really see you kind of like standing out above the competition. I feel like that's that's like the whole point of this reading is that it's almost like you're taking your spot back. It's like, how the emperor is like sitting on his throne. It's almost like this reading, that's the feeling I get from this reading. It's saying that you're taking your spot on the throne back, or something is making you feel that way. Sometimes the Ace of Wands, I feel, can just be like a boost, like something good happening that gives you that motivation to take your throne back, if that makes sense. And really, again, I feel like that's where this reading is going. You have the Eight of Wands, which is quick success. Eight of Wands I always look at as a card of needing to match energy as well. Traditionally, Eight of Wands was like the arrows of desire, meaning you tell the universe what you want, and the universe responds with like signs, symbols, synchronicities, inspirations, things like that. But Esther Hicks calls this like your rockets of desire. You're telling the universe what you want, and the universe is responding with sign symbols, synchronicities, all that other stuff. So I don't know. I would pay attention to that. I feel like if you're seeing repeating numbers a lot, or if you're whatever, we all have different things that we see as sign symbol synchronicities. So whatever that is for you, I am really getting that you need to pay attention to that. I also feel that someone wants to communicate with you here. Look at this. I mean, just straight across, Two of Cups to the Judgment card. I really feel that, for those of you, again, it's kind of weird because I don't think this is like a majority love reading, but what I would say is that, I do feel a very passionate energy here for you, Aries. Like, there is a person where it's like, I almost get that feeling where it's like you two are very comfortable with each other, like very, very quickly. And, the conversation like never stops. So, again, if you're interested in a person, Eight of Wands to me is a clue card. And it's always a clue that this is either someone you socialize with, like part of your friend group, or like a friend of a friend. So again, if you want love, I would, go spend time with friends because you'll probably meet a person. You have the Eight of Cups here. Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. I feel like you've passed a test. That's what it is. I actually think there's nothing to worry about here with that All That Glitters card. It is showing up in your present position, but, it's like I kind of get the feeling that you didn't accept something into your life, that you didn't just rush right into something, and you did move past it. And that's why the universe is like, well, they learned the lesson the first time, so, now they can, have the reward or whatever it is. Again, I really do see, we're going to talk about this in your next row. I really do feel that you're like very focused on work, finances at this time. With the Five of Wands, you have the Three of Wands. Yeah, card of expansion and growth. It's also a card of foresight. It's almost like you see things as well. Like, there is no competition, is what I'm getting here. I feel like it's almost like, I'm not saying you see the future, but I feel that you understand things about the future. And because you're making those changes in your life, it's like the competition can't keep up. So if you have a business, a career, whatever, like, I really feel you need to trust your feelings on the moves that you're making, especially in regards to your finances, because right now I feel it might just be a feeling, just looking at this reading. It's like you might just feel like you need to go ask for a raise or a promotion. You might just feel that you need to go ask for a new position, or that you need to get a new job, or that you need to do something in your business. Like, I would really trust those feelings because I feel like these are coming from like a future place, really. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Five of Wands. Yes, like, conquering competition, like I already said, overcoming competition. And again, remember, Five of Wands is a card of, look at this right here, Emperor. Five of Wands is a card of education, self-education. So anything you do to educate yourself will be super powerful. Here you go. With the Eight of Cups, it's like you are walking straight towards your throne. Like I said, I already said this in your reading. I really feel it's almost like, I wouldn't even say you're taking your power back. I feel like you're just stepping into the power that you've always had, right? That's more what it's saying. Next, in your future, you have this toil and labor card and this occupation card. I see you very focused on working, finances. I also feel some of you are clearly getting opportunities that are leading to better finances with that Ace of Wands. Again, I think something people forget about the Ace of Wands is that there is a shit ton of growth opportunity with the Ace of Wands. We can make a ton of money, even though it's not considered a money card, it is a card of expansion, just like the Three of Wands. And just like the Eight of Wands, quick success. So, I always look at the Ace of Wands as a card of abundance because there's a lot of growth. And especially on something like this, where it's saying like, oh, you're going to be working hard or you're doing a lot of work, then, I feel like your hard work is paying off, plain and simple. You have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Ace of Wands, again, very passionate about what you're doing as well. I keep having like this thing popping into my head. It's like something that gives you confidence or, it's like I feel like there's an opportunity coming in this month. It might not be this week, but maybe this month or like the first week of December. I'm kind of getting that time frame. Where there's like an opportunity that really lifts you up. I also feel it's going to require some changes, I feel. But I feel like these changes are more about you. Like maybe you're going to have to be like super responsible or maybe you're going to have to be like super brave. I feel like it has to do with a feeling or an emotion or, the way that you present yourself and, whatever this opportunity is. Like maybe you're going to have to be more responsible, like I said, or maybe you can't do some things that you used to do, or I don't know. It's kind of weird how it's popping into my head, like I said. So, whatever. Take it how it resonates. But whatever it is, I would do it, especially if this is an opportunity regarding responsibility. Or I'm also getting the word courage, but I don't know if it's courage or if it's confidence that I'm really getting here. So, again, take it how it resonates. But, if there's new opportunity, I would take it. If this is love, by the way, I feel that this is clearly a divinely guided situation. Two of Cups is you and your higher self. I always say it's like you communicating with your higher self, but it couldn't be a very spiritual connection. I did like love readings once on this channel back in, I think that was like 2020 or 2021. I don't really remember. But what I do remember is everybody was getting the Two of Cups. And I was saying that, at that time we were kind of like ending these Scorpio cycles. And if these Scorpio cycles started in like the 70s, and if you look, divorce like peaked in the 70s and now, since we're ending those Scorpio cycles, I said that I think that we'll actually see divorce going down. I don't necessarily think it's because, I actually think I also see marriage going down in the first place, which, that's already kind of happened, right? But I also think the people who do get married will get married for like more of the right reasons. So, again, I think we're attracting better types of situations. But again, this can also represent the other reason divorce could go down is that this could represent a situation where it's like you're together but separate. You're together with a person, but you don't live together, whatever, something like that, right? I don't know. There's like a million things that people do nowadays. I can't keep up. But the point is that, again, this could be a different situation, but probably works. It's probably something that works really well. You have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, work hard. Kind of like making sure you're giving in balance. But I am getting work hard, play hard. I almost just said it. So, I feel that if you are working hard, that you need to make sure to play hard. I also do feel that this reading is really saying that you are not wasting time. I do feel you are putting your energy, effort, pretty much everything into the right things. And, that could be making you much more successful. So I like to see that for sure. With the Ace of Wands there, you have the Temperance card. Yeah, turning a negative into a positive. With the Temperance card, we have the power to turn a situation around. We can turn a negative into a positive, or we can turn a positive into a negative. So I feel like you're creating a lot of positivity with the Temperance card. With the Two of Cups, you have the Strength card. Strength is a card of having strength, of course, having developed strength. This whole entire time, we've basically been talking about you developing yourself. It's almost like you've, done things to make yourself stronger, or you've done things to kind of, make your life better, or whatever the case may be. And, I feel like that's why strength is showing up, because you're creating a lot of success. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Fool. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith. I feel like what you're taking a leap of faith towards is something new. With the Moon, I can say that in confidence. The Moon is a mystery. The Moon is like a new direction in your life, and the Moon says you're on this journey to success, and we're going to talk about that right now. because you have this card right here that says, continue to make the most of every open door. You have a celebration card that says there will be celebrations in relation to your work. Are you kidding me? That's basically what we said right here in this whole entire reading. So big celebrations in work. It says, as you see more success, don't use that as an excuse to stop having fun. Six of Pentacles. So, make sure you're balancing out work and play, but I do see a lot of success coming in for you, clearly, Aries. You have the Nine of Wands, the Judgment card, and the Moon. The Nine of Wands is a card that says do not give up. It's a card of being perseverant and sticking with something. So, I feel like you are kind of like sticking with things that you're working on here. I also feel that it is my card of experimentation. I am a big fan of experimenting right now. I think everybody should be doing some sort of experiment in their life. Nine of Wands is throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. So, any new things that you can try would be very good. You have this Judgment card, so waking up, I feel like you're waking up to a new life because, Judgment, these people are standing in these coffins. The coffin represents their old life, outside the coffin represents their new life, and I really feel you're like stepping into a new life here with the Judgment card. So, we just have to leave the old life behind. With Judgment, they're still in the coffin, which means that they're kind of like still in their old life. They haven't like fully stepped into their new life. I believe that we're in a time, I say this all the time, that, I believe we're in a time where pretty much everyone is stepping into a new life. I mean, that's literally the whole point of the energy right now. So, doesn't surprise me that you would get something like this. You have the Moon. You have no clue where you're going. Nobody does. Nobody knows what they're doing. Again, you could ask the most successful person on earth if they knew what they were doing, and I think that's a secret of life, by the way. The secret of life is that no one has any freaking clue what they're doing. So, and no one ever has, right? So we don't know the answers. I think school, trains us to think that we have to know the answers before we do something, and that's the problem with school, as far as I'm concerned. And so, I feel like this is saying, no, you probably don't know where you're going, but that's life. So, keep pushing forward. You're working towards something successful. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Five of Pentacles. We are not going to have the resources to do something that we want to do. Five of Pentacles, all the reasons not to do something when there could be some reasons to do something. It's basically a card that says do not call attention to your weaknesses. So make sure to focus on your strengths. And again, Five of Pentacles, very common card right now. With the Judgment card, you have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, of course. So you've been wishing for this new life. And, again, it's going to require you to let go of something. Remember what I was saying about, it's getting something weird on that Ace of Wands, like courage or, I'm not sure if that's a word I'm really getting there. It's something, it's almost like, maybe in your past life you act one way, and it's like, I'm not saying you're changing who you are. I'm not saying that you're changing how you act, but it's almost like that. It's almost like your personality is one way, and now your personality is going to be another way. Again, I'm not saying you're changing your personality. I'm just giving you an example here. It's like there's something that has to change. And I feel like you know this already. It's like, I'm not telling you something you don't know if this part of the story is for you. So, there you go. With the Moon card, you have the Moon card. Yes, stepping into the unknown. I really encourage everyone to step into the unknown right now. Just basically do things you've never done before. I've been saying since like 2020 as well that everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. So, take those types of risk, right? Where you step into the unknown, you don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. You have this purse card that says, pay attention to your finances. I actually see your finances blooming here, so definitely major improvements in your finances. It is kind of weird that everyone gets these cards where it's like the reading will be good for money, and then it will say, pay attention to your finances. So, again, I wouldn't be out there spending money like crazy, but I would definitely keep an eye on your finances. You have this May card and this short journey card. So you might be going on a short journey in the month of May coming up. If you're thinking about moving or traveling as well, I think some of you could be moving by that time frame. And again, that might be much sooner than you think. So, that could be a possibility. I'm getting a lot of stuff here on these two cards. Also, I feel like some of you could be changing your job, or you could be moving your your place of business. So it's like maybe it's not like a full-on move. Maybe you stay where you live, but you're like moving something. You have this bear. It says danger, especially in money matters. Again, I would make sure with all that glitters card that you do not fall for some sort of, weird get rich quick scheme or something like that. If something seems too good to be true with that card, it probably is. So pay attention. You have this rabbit. It says too much concern with sexual matters. We do have the Ace of Wands twice. So, I would be careful if there's a person like that in your life. Yeah, you have this card that says sorrow over a loss. Some of you could have let go of a person, which we do kind of see with the Eight of Cups here. And you're like wondering, are you going to find a new person? And clearly there is a new person coming in for you. You have this dagger. It says fears, worries, tense situation. I feel like you've been feeling anxious for like over a year, is what I would say. So, I feel like you've been feeling anxiety. I feel like I've said this to you before as well. Maybe it came out of nowhere, where you've been anxious or, maybe you normally don't feel this way, but maybe over the last year or two, you've been like a little bit more on edge. And actually feel like that feeling is going to be going away for you here. But it's because I feel like it's because of the judgment card. I think that the on edge feeling really comes from judgment, probably in the hermit as well. The thing with the hermit is it's not really an anticipation energy, but it kind of is. Like he's climbed to the top of the mountain. His feet are frozen at the top of the mountain. But he has that light and he needs to shine his light all over the place. It's like he's been through something difficult. He knows what to do now, but he has to like go and do it, and that's kind of like maybe what's causing this, but I kind of feel like it's leaving you behind anyway. But this looks very, very good. Definitely celebrations coming in for you. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.